Hi, it's Ryan Ao with Ao Productions. Good to see you again. And we're going to start into part 4 of a 5-part series today on how to edit your own video for your company. So I wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about the tools that you can do off your smartphone first, and then we'll get into what you could do off the computer. So like I've mentioned earlier, there's a very powerful filmmaking tool in everybody's pocket these days, and it's our smartphones. I would show you, but I'm filming on it. But yes, so there's so many apps right now that you can actually edit the video on your phone with and create really beautifully edited video already made. Actually, iMovie is a great one if you have an iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone, you can use Adobe Rush, which is very similar to the iMovie setup. On your phone, you can actually download or use the clips that are in your phone's video library. So like what I'm doing right now, you could film yourself or go film B-roll or even actors. B-roll, again, like I've mentioned before in the series, is illustrating something that has been talked about on the interview. So you can use the clips on your phone and then move them around and trim them and add text and special effects. And hey, Steven, thanks for showing up, Steven. That's our AO Productions marketing director. And you can also do things with, voiceover. You can add voiceover once you've edited it. You can add music. There's oftentimes these programs like iMovie, Adobe Rush will have stock music. So that's a great tool to just get started and playing around. And like I mentioned earlier, I have a background in filmmaking from my days using my laptop, just simply the webcam on my laptop, this was back in like 2006, having the footage already on my computer and then just opening it up in iMovie, which was already installed on the computer, and just learning how to play around with moving the clips around, trimming them, making a little bit more of a produced video. And it was a great way to learn and do the promoting and marketing that I needed at the time. So you can do the same thing. Another great one, which I don't know if it works on the app on the phone, but I know it works on the computer, but it's a cloud-based video editing tool. So basically what you would do is upload the footage from your phone to like your Google Drive or your Dropbox account or whatever cloud service you have that you use. I think Microsoft One is a cloud account. So then you would go into WeVideo, and it allows you to connect to your cloud server, and then it will just pull in the video through the cloud, and you could actually just edit the photos and the video on the cloud, which is great because let's say you have like a really slow computer or even a really slow phone and you're not really able to edit very well because video does take a lot of processing power. The cool thing about WeVideo is it uses the computers on the cloud servers to process it, so it's super fast. And it's got, pretty basic video editing software built in, including stock music, text effects, stuff like that. You're not going to get too advanced with this, but, at least you can get started getting yourself a nice promo video made. Now, for online video, there's a couple other ones you can use. I'm going to just write them down here. Movie Maker Online. All right. I think all PCs come built with Microsoft video editor. I don't know, it's super simple. I'll just put built-in. Obviously I use a Mac, not a PC, so I wouldn't know the exact name, but there's a built-in video editor on all Microsoft computers. Here's another one, Kazoa. There's another one, Online. Can you guys still see that? Yeah, you can. Online Video Cutter. So those are just a few. If you want to get more advanced, you can use Final Cut Pro for Macs only. Pro X is the newest one, and that's a great one because Final Cut Pro X is basically like iMovie, but it's more advanced. Another one that's pretty awesome is Adobe Premiere. That's pretty much the standard in the industry right now. Even Hollywood films are being edited on Premiere. Another one, if you want to get more advanced, would be, and it's free for 1080p footage, not 4K footage, but Davinci Resolve. It's free. But if you want to get into the more advanced features, Davinci Resolve makes you pay, and I think it's like 200, maybe more. I don't know exactly. But if you buy a Blackmagic camera, which I highly recommend, you get the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K if you're going to buy any camera. They're only $1,300 and they're extremely advanced. They're the size of a DSLR. I own one. I love it. And then it comes with the full version of Davinci Resolve for free. So there's my tip if you guys want to buy a camera. You know, if you want to get into animation and effects for, you know, like, so a lot of people like to do promos for their business with just simple animations, like hand drawing on a whiteboard kind of thing. You can get into little things like animation. So you could just Google hand drawn and animation, and there's tons of software out there. Oh, I'm sorry, hand drawn whiteboard animation tools. And that's great because you can talk and then it'll just, you can type in the text you even want, and then it's just like hand will start drawing what you're saying. It's pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but something like that. It's really cool. Here's a couple more. Powtoon. Powtoon. Animaker. You can even get an animated logo made at Render Forest. Let's see, you can use a site called Go Animate. All right, there's just a few. Oh, another one is Biteable. All right, so there's some helpful tips on how to get some animations going for your videos. Another thing you're gonna wanna do is stock music, probably. So let's get a music going here. Like I said, some of these actually have them built in. Like I think iMovie for the iPhone and Adobe Rush have stock music built in that you can just use. Sometimes it's pretty canned and you're gonna wanna probably look for some better music. I use some great sites online for a monthly membership, which is really helpful. Let's see, so I'm using right now our Soundstripe, and it's only like $20 a month for unlimited music. Royalty free. Soundstripe. So I'm gonna, before I get into any more of those, let me just get you into some of that free stock music stuff. So there's one that's, but again, the free is a little bit kind of canned, so you're gonna have to be careful with that. You don't want to get too cheesy with the music, but if you're on a budget, this will help. So check out stockmusic.com. You can also just Google free stock music. Freesound.org. Also, if you use Google and what's that beautiful program that everybody loves to throw their music up on? It is shoot. Hold on here. I'm gonna go to my. Sorry. Okay. So SoundCloud. SoundCloud was the one that I love because people who are musicians put their music on SoundCloud and will often put royalty free, and it's free to use as long as you credit them, and they love getting their music out there, so that's a great way to check out for free music. If you need audio effects, so like sound effects or whatever, again, freesound.org. And also, you want to check out audiojungle.net. They have cheaply priced sound effects, so that's a great one to use. Okay, and sometimes you might want a professional VO, voiceover. There are some great services. VoiceJungle.com is one. I don't know what's the jungle theme here. And the great thing about Voice Jungle is you can search through all the different voices and just, it's the flat rate for everybody. I don't remember what the price is, but it's pretty reasonably priced. TheVoiceRealm.com. is another one. All right, so let's get beyond all these free sites now that they're up there, and I'll go ahead and put in the comments section a list of all these so you can see for yourself and click on them and get there. But let's move on from that. So when you're editing, make sure that you are editing and exporting the correct settings. So this is important so that people can view your promotional material in the highest quality. Often I've seen with amateur filmmakers or video creators that they'll have it really pixelated. And the problem is that you're not maintaining the highest quality settings when you're exporting, and that can be a little confusing. So let me just go over with you a little bit about the settings. All right. So we're gonna put up here, export. Okay, so when you're hitting the export button, if you've shot on a cell phone, usually it's gonna be set to 1080 HD. But if you know on your phone how to set the settings and the settings for your camera for 4K, there's a way to do that on iPhones. It's pretty easy. Just go to your camera, go to settings, go to camera, and then you can choose 4K for your default setting, which I always leave it on. I also have a lot of memory on my phone. I have 128 gigabytes of internal memory, so I don't really need to worry about running out of space. Plus, I always back up my footage to Google Photos, which has the free unlimited account for 1080 footage. So as long as you don't care about it being 4K, you can always back up your footage to Google Photos permanently, forever. However, and that'll save space on your phone. That's the big deal about that. But if you're trying to export in 4K, just make sure to edit that footage before you upload it to Google Photos Unlimited, because it will reduce it to 1080. Okay, got that? So if you're trying to export in the highest quality footage, don't worry about what's going to happen to it once it's on YouTube. If you've exported it out at 4K and let's say you're uploading it to YouTube will take care of all the different resolutions. So for example, if a person has a slow connection on their phone and you're worried that the 4K might be too big, it's okay. YouTube will create a 4K, a 1080, a 720, and below, so for you. And so will Vimeo. Vimeo is a great way to distribute beautiful, better looking footage than YouTube. So actually, this is important to know. So YouTube is a great way to distribute because it has a larger audience. It's free, and everybody should be posting to YouTube just because of those two reasons. However, and so you can, get a broader market appeal through YouTube. However, if you're going to do something like embed the video on your website or post a link to Facebook, which you should be honestly just uploading the video straight to Facebook, but if you want to share a link, I would use Vimeo. And Vimeo does have a potential cost. It has a free version, but it's very limited on space per week. I think it's like 50 megabytes, so it's barely enough to get one video up. So you might have to pay something like $9.99 a month to get a little more storage, but it's a better looking player and the footage looks way better. So if you're a little bit worried about quality, I would go with Vimeo. The only thing about Vimeo is it's not as wide of a reach of an audience as YouTube, so you're definitely going to want to only use it for limited purposes, more like embedding into a website or embedding into social media. But other than that, you absolutely should be posting it to YouTube. And there are very great programs out there for audio editing, but I wouldn't worry about that right now at this stage in the game. When you're just starting out, audio is like a whole different technical field, and you're probably going to get overwhelmed with that. So I would use the audio editors built into Final Cut Pro or iMovie or Adobe Rush or Premiere or Resolve. They all have wonderful, very easy to use basic audio tools, and they all often have pretty advanced audio features built in too. If you were to want to get into more audio editing, you would be looking into something like Logic or Adobe, oh gosh, what's that one called? The Adobe one is amazing. Hold on, let me pull up my computer here. That will tell me. It is called, It is called Adobe Audition. Adobe Audition is really cool. But those are things I'm not going to even write down for you because that'll just overwhelm you. So if you do have any questions about any of this stuff and how to get yourself started on editing a video, please feel free to reach out to me or anybody at the AO Productions team. You can find us at ryanao.com, and you can also just fill out the form there and ask a question, and we'd be glad to help you. Of course, if you guys start feeling like at this point or sometime in the future where you're trying to do this and you're feeling like, wow, this is just not my core competency or not a good use of my time, then you can work with a production company like AO Productions, and we would be glad to get you the most amazing results beyond what you can probably even do in your own house, because this is what we do for a living. And you know, maintaining brand consistency and integrity can be really important, so hiring a production company like us can help you get those consistent results. Also, we have a marketing expert on the team, Steven, who's online right now watching, and a person like Steven is essential to have on a video production because he's a marketing expert and will help you get the best ROI as far as distribution and analytics and making sure that that's reaching the target audience best. So yeah, it's difficult to put a general price on these services. We try to you know, serve all different budget sizes, but you know, expect to pay $10,000 to $25,000 for a high-end professional full video production. In the meantime, thanks so much you guys for watching, and we got part 5 coming up soon, and that part will be distribution and marketing, and Steven will be on to help us understand that more. Take care and have a great day. Bye.